particular take what this woman's going to say is going to be a realistic take, and some people are going to get offended by it. But I'm going to talk about it based off of even what I've seen traveling. Let's go ahead and check this out.
And here's another one that's probably going to wind up on the blogs. I don't give a hell, every other video I make wind up on a blog. Poor people are some of the horniest you will ever meet. And poor people should not have as much sex as they're having. Rich people and working class don't have time to all day, every day. They may have time for that once or twice a week. No. Poor people who can barely make ends meet have jobs. Those are some of the horniest you could ever meet because they've got the time to be horny. They don't have to worry about bills. They stay with their parents. They don't have to worry about taking care of their kids. They left them with the other parent to raise. Poor people are the horniest, poor, horny, deadbeats that run from responsibility. Those are the horniest people you ever meet. And they should not have sex because it's just going to produce more children that the government and working people have to take care of. Stop it.
Now, she's 100% correct in what she was saying. You can look at people who own businesses, people who work a lot. They're not out here making a bunch of kids. They're really not. Why? Because they spend more time at work. If you're an entrepreneur, you're spending more time in your business. And like she said, you may got some time to do that a couple times a week, but not as much as people who aren't doing what you're doing. And even when you travel to these other countries, think about it. When you travel to these other countries that need assistance, they have a gang of kids. She's 100% right. It's like you see these poor areas and the kids are like plentiful. And it's like, bro, like why would you even, my thought process is why would you want to bring, if you're suffering economically, why you want to bring more kids into it? Because that's going to make the kids suffer economically. You have some personal responsibility in some of that. But it don't matter where in the world, it's like it's a gang of kids in areas where people may need to kind of hold back on producing kids because you don't want to put those kids into bad environments. I've been to slums in different countries. I've been all kind of places, and the kids were plentiful. Just me as a man, I wouldn't, at one point in time in my life, when I was trying to, after my, when I had the divorce a long time ago, I was like, I didn't even want to date nobody because I needed to get my act together financially if I even took a woman on a date. And that's how I felt about me even dating. So if I didn't want to date a woman because I was just trying to get my financial house in order, for surely I wouldn't want to bring no kid into a situation like I'm struggling. This is how I think. I think financially. I'm struggling. And if I go have a child, the child's going to struggle, and I'm going to have struggle times too because now I brought another human being in this house. And I brought another human being in this house by choice. It was a choice. And that, even though she's saying it kind of in a harsh way, but realistically, if you're having a hard time eating, you're having a hard time, you're struggling or whatever, why would you be bringing more human beings into the house? And you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And I never understood that either, what she's talking about. I never understood it. The last thing I'll be thinking about is trying to produce a child. Now, people hey, they're gonna get down with the get down. It is what it is. But do you have to produce children? No, you don't have to. But here's the thing with that. When governments take care of the children and give them this, give them that, it makes people reckless versus, well, if I got to take care of this kid, I better be careful about having a child. But what she said, I have noticed that. Definitely. That people that got a lot going on, they're not out here making a bunch of kids. And the people that, that's still trying to figure it out, that's one of the gang of kids. Well, y'all let me know what y'all have seen in your lifetime.